Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason. We're out here. This is actually a cooking video, but it's time to actually use what you're growing and when you're cooking. That's why you do it, right? If you grow food, use it. You do it so you can use it in the kitchen. That's what we're doing here. So this green stalk is about done for this portion of the season. So it's time to use what's in there, right? So we've got plenty of, there's some little bit of kale, there's plenty of spinach, some more kale. This arugula's had it. See, look at that, absolutely had it. You see flowers on things that are supposed to be green, it means they've bolted and went to seed, okay? No good to use anymore at that point. So it's time. We got plenty of spinach in here, it looks like. Just enough to use what Angela Kay is wanting to fix tonight. So we're gonna get her here and start picking this beautiful spinach so we can use it in the kitchen and what we're eating. The wonderful thing about spinach is it's very easy to pick. The stalks are super thick, see? And you just can pop them off, throw them in there. And what we're gonna do is pretty much just clear it out. Angela Kay and I are just gonna come through here, because this is not my hand. See that one? That's Angela Kay's hand. So we're just gonna come through and clear it out, because the spinach is about had it anyways for the season. So just get all that you can, and we're gonna probably replant this green stalk here very soon anyways. And if you come across something when you're washing it that you don't want to eat, maybe it's got a little bug bite on there, like this and that here.
Yep.
See, a little bite. It's okay. That one might just make its way into the chicken's gullet. Huh.
And real food don't come perfect.
It does not. So honestly, that ain't gonna hurt you anyways. See, look at that. That's just a little hole in it. If you want to just kind of tear around that and throw away that little tear, I promise you, it's still good. And this is a nice bowl full right here that we've gotten. One thing that's important to remember is that greens of any kind, it's a lot of water content, and once they get heated up, okay, if you're cooking them in something, they will wilt down to hardly nothing. So while this is a nice, good-sized bowl full of greens, it won't be that terribly much inside of what you're cooking if you're going to heat it up, okay? And as I mentioned, it's always nice to feed the chickens too. This is all a little bit of kale and spinach that we don't want to eat necessarily because it's got a little too many bug bites on it. But the chickens are going to enjoy it. They're absolutely excited. They know what's coming. Don't you, kids? All right, watch out. There you go. Have at it, girls. Now, while they're eating their meal, their snack, it's time for us to go in there and prepare ours.
So for our dish, we are going to start out by putting a large pot of water onto boil and salt it heavily once it starts coming to a boil. In case you don't know, that's for pasta. Tortellini to be exact. And in this pot, we have some olive oil, and I am sauteing some boneless, skinless chicken breast. You can use boneless, skinless breast or boneless, skinless thighs. Either one will work for this.
Would you have 2 large chicken breasts?
I had 2 very large chicken breasts.
Yeah.
I've cut them into bite-sized pieces and just seasoned them with some salt and pepper. I know I usually add garlic, but because this is harvest season,
absolutely,
we are adding some garlic scapes.
These beautiful garlic scapes that you went out and cut yesterday and chopped today.
Now, if you do not have garlic scapes or have never tasted garlic scapes have a little bit different flavor than garlic. Have a very special flavor that once they're sauteed, they become very sweet. And if you can't find them or don't grow hardneck garlic to get scapes, then you can just use regular garlic. But the flavor will be a little bit different. So now you want to saute this till your chicken's done and your garlic scapes are nice and tender. Then I'll show you what we do next. Now your chicken is starting to brown and you're starting to get some brownness on the bottom of your pan. Your scapes are getting nice and tender and starting to smell really good. The whole thing is starting to smell really good.
It does smell really good.
So now I'm adding 1 small jar of sun-dried tomatoes in olive oil that I've cut up. You want to get out a lot of the olive oil, but any that is on the tomatoes is fine. Now you want to stir that in. keep your heat on low at this point because you don't want it to go too fast on you. Because it can start to burn really fast at this point, especially if you're using stainless steel. If you're using non-stick, it won't burn that fast. Now I'm going to start tearing in some of this beautiful spinach. I'm just ripping it. You can run a knife through it, but to me, I would rather just rip it. Because it doesn't matter, it's going to wilt down like crazy anyway. So I'm going to finish adding the rest of the spinach, and then I'll show you what we do next. Now you saw how much spinach that we had. And I added every last bit of it. Yep. And look how little there actually is there.
It's hilarious.
And it's not even fully wilted down yet. No, it's really not. Now, because I'm using stainless steel, you saw all that good brown on the bottom of the pan. Well, the water that was still in the spinach and the water that comes out of the spinach when it cooks completely pulled up all of that.
You glazed all that.
And it's going to give this an amazing flavor.
I was going to say, actually, that creates a little bit of a sauciness to it, wouldn't it?
Yes. Now, I've also salt and peppered it. As I've told you, if you've watched my videos before, you salt and pepper as you go. That way, when you get to the end, you usually have a perfectly seasoned dish. So now we are going to start building our sauce while our water is continuing to come to a boil. And what we're going to do, we are going to add some heavy cream. I'm adding probably around a cup and a half. Probably around a cup and a half to 2 cups. I would say more like a cup and a half. I'm kind of eyeballing things because this is kind of being made up as I go. But when you add heavy cream, you want to make sure that you keep the heat on lower because you don't want that cream to curdle, because heavy cream can curdle very easily. And remember, heavy cream does not come from the cow seasoned. So
be interesting if it did, I guess.
So you want to add some salt and pepper again.
And usually cream sauces can take a good amount of pepper.
Can take a good amount of pepper. And so can spinach, so can all of the ingredients in here.
Good point.
So while this is simmering away, my water is hot enough right now. Because with stainless steel, for those of you who don't know, with stainless steel pots, it can look like it's not at a boil. It can look like it's just at a good simmer. But when you add something, it can literally boil over very quickly. Because it's at a deceptive boil, even though you don't see it at a boil.
Like microwave water.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and add my tortellini. I am adding a 22-ounce bag of frozen cheese tortellini. Okay, this glorious sauce is looking beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
But we're not done with it yet. We are going to add some Parmesan cheese.
Help thicken it up, give it some flavor.
And a little more saltiness.
Yeah.
Basically, it's up to you how much Parmesan cheese you add. I'm not going to give you an amount. I'm more teaching you more of a method here on how to use stuff that has come in the garden to make an incredible pasta dish. Because like with those sun-dried tomatoes, if you guys watched my video last year on
you can make those
on dehydrating cherry tomatoes, I made sun-dried tomatoes.
Yep. You can make them, pack them in oil.
And they were amazing. And if I do this again later in the summer, I mean like toward fall when we have spinach again, I'll probably have my own.
Yeah, because we got 3 cherry tomato plants.
So I'm more teaching you a method of what to do with all that beautiful stuff that's coming in than anything. Or even if you don't grow things, what you got at the farmer's market. Now, look at that glorious sauce.
It's looking good.
Now we are going to add our cheese tortellini into it. Look at that.
Looks awesome.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It is.
I can't wait for Jason to try this.
Me neither. Go find him.
I am going to add a little bit more pepper.
Jason, come look at that.
I am going to add a little bit more pepper though.
For y'all who don't care for me being that way, sorry about it. It ain't going to change.
That's just the way we are in this house, in all honesty. Even if I'm not filming, we're still this way.
We don't have kids, the heck with it.
We're still cutting up. If we're working together in the kitchen, we're still cutting up. We're still
absolutely
this way. This is just who we are. Jason isn't doing this for the camera. This is who we are. Jason's cutting up and I'm laughing.
It'll be alright.
Or I'm telling corny jokes.
Yes. Yep.
Or dancing.
Yep. But
Now, Jason gets to taste this.
absolutely.
All right, look at this beautiful bite of food. I'm excited to taste it. Let's see how you think it's gonna be good. Yeah, it's good. So delicious. So flavorful. So much. Just to build a really great flavor together with everything. And that's obviously, it's always the goal, just to build one beautiful flavor together with all the ingredients you put in there. And I'll tell you this, Angela's very cautious with the garlic scapes because the garlic scapes can overpower, because they can be very pungent. And you can kind of control, obviously, flavor with garlic a little bit more, but the garlic scapes, you're not really sure what you're going to get into. So you kind of got to taste one raw, see how it's going to turn out, cook, that will mellow out, cream's going to drown it out, cheese is going to drown it out. You got a lot of flavors going on there. And what she did though is it just creates a nice flavor. I could not sit there and tell you, hey, there's garlic scapes in this, if I didn't know, but I know they're there, and so I can tell what it did to it and built such a beautiful flavor. And she used probably the perfect amount of garlic scapes, to be honest with you, to not make it a garlic scape forward dish. It's just flavor with it. And it's such a beautiful job. She does such a wonderful job with it. And she's honestly just gifted for it. And this really proves it. Such a beautiful dish. She killed it again. So thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. My name is Jason. That's Marvin. Her name is Angela Kay. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you. Goodbye.